You got to be focusing all your best energies right now on people that are ready to transact with you now. You got to know how to proactively lead generate those people, pre-qualify those people, present to those people. That is where your focus should be. This is not the working on your business time of year. This is the working in your business time of year.
So point number 5 makes a lot of sense after what you just said. What must you stop doing immediately? That would be things that would be work theater. Okay, so the stuff that appears to be work but is not actually paying off. So how do you run that through the filter? Well, you just rattled off most of it. What actually makes you money in real estate? You've got lead generation, furiously fast lead follow-up, pre-qualify, present, negotiate, close. And we find a way in pretty much every podcast to remind you of those things. It is not all of the social media stuff. That we're not saying don't do it. We're saying when you do it, it should be in support of the real work of real estate.
Specifically, Julie and I's philosophy, and the thing that's obviously resonating with millions of agents, is the simple fact that you need to be proactive lead generation based and marketing enhanced. That means you have to start essentially build your business around skills, around doing what you don't want to do when you don't want to do it at the highest level. Yes, I realize that is not a popular message, but it's also the truth. If you want to accomplish anything in life, you have to be willing to do what other people aren't willing to do when other people aren't willing to do it at a level which they never can or never will. And so that is the whole idea behind proactive lead generation. The passive lead generation stuff is the thing that's going to make you broke. It is the thing that's going to make you fill your heart full of despair because you're not accomplishing the success that you were promised if you decide to do all the passive social networking stuff. Well, once you've heard our voices, once you've read our book, once you've become one of our coaching clients, you can't lie to yourself anymore and say that you weren't exposed to the truth about how to build essentially a long-term real estate business. You can't lie to yourself and saying, well, I only knew how to do this social stuff because that's what everyone was telling me. Well, Julie and I have now told you the truth. It's up to you to decide to take action on it or not.
Exactly. So point number 6, what skill needs immediate improvement and what are you actually doing about it? One would be led to believe that could be the listing skill, perhaps.
Definitely.
But for some cases, I listen to a lot of, prospecting calls, lead generation calls. Our clients send us stuff to listen to. And I would say, yes, everyone should be always working on their listing skills, but there's other things along the way, like how quickly you're following up on your leads. What are you actually saying in your lead follow-up?
Well, Jules, that's what you just said.
All that kind of stuff.
The key elements that you have to master in real estate, and this is all you ever get good at, you can be terrible at everything else. And I've had personal coaching clients that are exactly what I'm about to say, and they have been terrible at everything else. Mm-hmm. You have to be really good at proactive lead generation. You have to be really good at pre-qualifying. You have to be really good at presenting. And then Julie would throw in there, you have to be really good at negotiating, right? But I'll say on the seller side of things, negotiating right now is just not that hard because you have so many offers. So negotiation is something that sort of takes care of itself. But the other 3 things, you have to proactively lead generate, you have to learn to pre-qualify, and you have to learn to present. If those are the 3 things you only get good at in a market like this, you're going to be right as rain.
That's right. So which of those things, or for some of you, it may be all of those things, do you need immediate improvement upon? Some of the obvious ones would be, being able to be proactive in the first place and not waiting for something to rain upon you, praying to the real estate gods.
Have you, Julie, honestly, have you ever had even a very, very experienced and successful agent be so good at those things that there was absolutely no value you could bring to them with their ability to proactively lead generate, pre-qualify, present?